I had an interesting epiphany, I guess you'd call it. What am I doing? The other day on the split, we have the Justice card here called the Awakening and the Two of Cups. I think I have to go backwards a little bit to explain it. Sorry. I'm prone to depression. When I get depressed, one of the just obvious red flag issues is my weight goes down. I stop eating, basically. Not because I want to. It has no, it's like I can't swallow the food. And I think that it's, I think I have all these theories. It's this, it's, mom did that, and I was put in the care of one person who overfed me, and then in the care of another person who basically starved me, and, there's a long, sad saga. But the other day I realized I don't really need to go back and keep trying to figure out more nuanced meanings in the fact that, what happened to me as a kid sort of reappears, and that my, I think sometimes people who have a hard time gaining weight, it's related to at least for me, when I really tried to access it, a desire to disappear. Don't take up space. Don't take up resources. Just, maybe they won't notice that you're even here. Something like that. But here I am sort of psychoanalyzing myself for you. But the truth is, what came to me was, I don't need to understand it. I just need to eat. Meet that basic need and leave the ruminating, what's it all mean thing for once you've... Billie Holiday has a quote, you've got to have a little love in your life and a little food in your stomach before you can listen to any damn body sermon on how to behave. So yeah, it's something about nourishment, but taking care, it's sort of the triage. There are certain things we don't need to figure out right now, how we got into this place. We just need to shore ourselves up where we are now. Start where you are. Where else can we start? Where we wish we were? Where we regret? Where we, That's real. So yeah, it has something to do with like cutting to the chase. The real life 3D thing that we need. And that's not always in that sword energy way. Deconstruct it and understand it and feel pride that we figured it out. Feed the face. Tower. Got that yesterday. I thought I had switched decks, but, no mistakes. This is a quote I didn't think I thought I'd save it to the end, but yeah, they want me to read it to you now. Tower, card of Scorpio. Of that deconstruction, of a paradigm. This is why it is the way it is. This is why I am the way I am. And a whole lot of energy going into trying to figure out emotions around events. Like there may have been some big childhood event that, we're tempted to spend a whole lot of time trying to look into. And this is kind of like, screw it. Concentrate on your life now, that transformative Scorpio energy of Tower. Put your energy into that, into the transformation, not into trying to hang on to this shell of a self or of a circumstance. And this has to do, it seems to me too, with the idea of starving yourself, either physically or emotionally, or cutting yourself off from your own feelings, maybe. Okay, I was meant to read this. This is Mary Oliver. All around me, the trees stir in their leaves and call out, "Stay a while." The light flows from their branches, and they call again. "It's simple," they say. "And you too have come into the world to do this, to go easy, to be filled with light, and to shine." And maybe this is necessary to be filled with light, to kick out the gems, knock down some kind of a emotional construct, or in any case, it's the earth has shifted under your feet. It's something that changes everything, that there's no real going back from it. You certainly can go forward, and there's a lot of choice around how you want to go forward. But you can't, or you oughtn't to. I mean, I think your own unconscious is saying, don't go back and try to rebuild this. It wasn't big enough. Your emotional life is too big for this old, it's like a girdle or a corset or a tourniquet, something like that. It's too tight, it's too small. Ace of Cups. In that same water energy as the Tower of Scorpio. Water energy, the opportunity for love, and particularly for self-love. Which I think, in this case, given the image I came in with, that's something you have to feed yourself with, just as much as you have to eat, a few meals a day, and be willing to take up a certain amount of space, like really be willing to take up that space. Bust out of the cast or the corset or the thing that just holds too tight, because your feelings, I love myself enough to bust out of here, blow this pop stand. Two of Cups. That's just an incredibly sweet, so far, just the liberation, the self-love, and the love of the other. Your bestie, your lover, your mom, your dad, the guy who delivers your mail, whoever it is, that the value of this connection can't be calibrated or counted. To shine, to be filled with light and to shine. You have come into the world to do this, to be filled with light and to shine. That's kind of the calling. That's the not the duty, but that's what we're here for. Tell us about Tower, please. It's almost like I'm getting like the great disruptor, the thing that forces the issue, or Knight of Swords. this guy is coming in on the back of a bird with a message, but it always sort of disturbs me. I mean, it's the knight's visor, the thing that this guy is looking through. But it's all about truth and transparency, and yet maybe that's part of this old paradigm about, you know, what your mission is, why you're here. Because there's something, remember I said the person wanting to disappear or take up less space? And then the tower goes boom. But here's this individual trying to figure it out. They're not nourishing themselves. They're not going to the root cause and addressing that. They're thinking all analytically about, what does this mean? What's the root cause of my suffering? And it might be the root cause is some old constricted idea of yourself or energy or societal construct that tried to contain or limit how you feel, and it didn't work. These are fresh feelings for yourself and for the other guy. So let's find out a little bit more about this. Is it this one? This Knight of Swords. It's a message coming in or an understanding, maybe even has a flavor of an epiphany, some kind of spiritual thing that blows your mind. And here we got all this sword energy, the mind. This is this person. I don't think they're the same, but they might be. Like this person is trying to shield themselves, with this visor, like visors down, because this tower is happening. And this is protective. And this is protective. Two of Swords. It's like, I always see the Two of Swords in this deck as sort of somebody, because they have the blindfold, trying to make a decision, by thinking about something. But it also has this element, when you, as a kid, you'd fight somebody, but you shut your eyes and you just sort of blindly thwack away at each other. Not wanting to engage in the real thing, sword energy. So sort of trying to fend something off. Some idea, some understanding. And I think it goes, there's a breakthrough. It looks like a breakdown, but it's actually a breakthrough on the heart level. Heart level, that sounds so. In the tenderest place. Magician. So we have Scorpio on the board and now Gemini, Virgo. Manifestation. I think somebody had an idea, sword energy, that they'd actually manifested this. Is that right? And didn't want to believe it, I'm at a crossroads. I'm trying to sort of think my way through in this kind of, it's going to blow. And then there's the realization that this person manifested it. It's me, the one card. On some level, I wanted this. I wanted connection. I wanted to open my own heart, to even like blow it open. Push the plunger, you know, anything that was in the way of that, like kaboom. And then there's somehow sort of disbelief here. Like, I don't even want to look. That's it. Because they're both have these blindfolds or things over their eyes. It goes boom, and it's like, I don't want to look. You know, if you're scared and you're kind of peeking between your fingers, it's a little bit of surprise at having pulled this off. And a bit of denial, you know. Wasn't me, didn't really do it. I didn't, you know, what rabbit, what hat? And there's something about that, like to get at to pull the rabbit out of the hat, you needed to. The universe is kind of interceding on behalf of the heart. Dramatic transformation. The universe, I think we had this yesterday, spirit takes the wheel. That's a little bit like this. Like, you can't control this. And then there's this sort of, no, I don't want to look at what have I done. Tell us, what's the message and what has this person done? Knight of Swords, Magician. Eight of Cups. They've left something behind. They're walking away from something. They're flying away from something. They're, again, that I'm on the back of the bird image. You know, it's almost like my heart pulls me in this direction. You know, the way the geese, I think it's some kind of magnetic, almost like compass-like something in their brain that gives them a sense of direction, north-south. Where do I go? Summer to winter. I migrate. I move. I migrate. And this, you know, there's this very faint temple in the background. Has something to do with moving on from that old construct about what love is. Forrest Gump says to the woman he loves, and he's asked her to marry him and she's not going to. And he says, I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is. I know what love is. And presumably what it isn't. And there's this crossroads energy. You know, and I think there's an implication like, is this person who may be stuck up in their head gonna come out of denial? This sword energy that's like blocking and visored and so on. Come out of denial about what they feel, you know, and where their heart lies. And on Magician, wow, Devil. We got that in yesterday's reading, and I think Devil's been popping up a lot. I mean, I'm not sure what it means in this context. It could be, remember I said this person, you know, there's a what have I done aspect. Stand back, take cover, shield yourself. And somehow I've pushed the plunger to release my own feelings. And here they go. And I think that same person is in disbelief. Knight of Swords, Two of Swords. You know, I can't look at this. I'm scared to look. And Magician has all the energies on the table in front of them, but predominant appears to be the sword. Knowing what to manifest. You know, no longer kidding themselves or in denial about who they love, how they love, and what they need to do about it. Major Arcana card of, it can be being stuck, you know, pre-demolition of tower, so that somebody actually manifested. Remember I said that this person had done this, and they were in denial about that. They wanted out. And it could be out of a relationship that wasn't expansive enough. It didn't include this sort of growth of love from self-love, Ace of Cups, to love of the other, Two of Cups. And I think it could actually be well, maybe not a literal move, but certainly a relocation to a new place where love can grow. Two of Cups, Two of Swords in Major Arcana is 4, is Emperor, and for some reason I didn't want to say Emperor. Okay, we need some, I mean, it could be, and we've been getting, I think, these 2 cards over and over again, Tower, Devil, and they're consecutive. Devil is 15, Tower is 16. This is what releases you from the grip of habit or pattern or fear or all of the above. Somebody's worked to achieve this. They've worked to free themselves. They've worked to free their heart. It's their life's work. Okay, we have Page of Swords on Tower. Again, it's sword energy. But this to me is beginner's mind. And you know, no visor, no blindfold, no shield, no nothing. But this crescent moon energy, which I really like because it's, you know, the moon is about cycles and about, this looks to be a new moon. Or we set intention. You know, it's a little bit to be or not to be. You know, what have I learned now about who I am and what I feel that will give me a kind of beginner's mind, an approach, a willingness to look at, you know, we're 9 of Swords and 2 of Swords, not willing to look. There's a new kid in town, you know, there's a new willingness to not really what I was saying is you don't need to look at it. You just need to eat. This is a little bit like, I'm willing to look at it. You know, maybe I've shored myself up enough so that I'm able to look at my, you know, propensity, my perhaps this person has found themselves again and again in relationships that were somehow truncated emotionally. And they're looking for more information, and I think it's on why. And the answer appears to be with that analogy of you don't need to understand why, you just need to eat. This is like something about the old emotional thing was too tight. It cut off circulation, something like that. Cut off water energy, cut off feelings. And this is sort of like, what you need to know, Page of Swords, is get the circulation going again. Take off the tourniquet. Whatever's been too tight and inhibiting your ability to feel, just get it off. Eight of Cups, go where love is. Go where love is. Four of Wands. Wands are directional. Right? These people, these two, could be male, female elements in your own psyche. But I think it has to do with this Two of Cups relationship. And this, it seems to me, is finding your way back to somebody, or both of you finding your way to some middle ground. Like I don't have to accommodate you, you don't have to accommodate me, we accommodate each other, and it's lovely. We can, we can proceed to move, to do the dance together. Wands are about movement and direction, coordination, in the sense of accord. On two, what was the block? On Two of Swords? King of Wands. I mean, somebody wanted to take action. They really knew what they wanted, what they were passionate about. But there was a block, apparently a mental block. Because this is a big deal. I mean, you don't kind of push the plunger and actually manifest a tower unless it's really, it's so tight that it's a stranglehold. And devil can be that. So somebody's work to free them. I mean, we just get that again and again, the work of liberation. I know what to do. I know where to go. I know how to get beyond this mental choice or decision or failure to choose. I know sword energy. Now I know myself, Page of Swords, by knowing what I feel. And what I don't feel. Because there's something here about this person moving on to higher love, or, their heart belongs somewhere else. Ace of Cups. I mean, you can't make this shit up with Ten of Cups. The yin yang, the dark light, the male female, the balance, the reciprocity. Ace of Cups, Two of Cups, Four of Wands, Ten of Cups. But the precondition is like not the old way. The old construct around feeling will not stand, Tower. Got to take a fresh look at it. Beginner's mind. And it has more to do with feeling than it does with analyzing. I don't quite understand Page of Swords, but it's sort of like once it's letting the light in. You have come into the world to do this, to go easy, to be filled with light and to shine. You know, it's almost like it coming out of the, you know, this is a citadel. Nobody gets in, nobody gets out. It's emotional shutdown until somebody manifests this, because they figured something out. They got the little bit of knowledge that like unlocked, you know, the thing that was constraining them. And what popped out? Love popped out. Scorpio energy, transformative feelings. Ace of Cups, 10 of Cups, 2 of Cups. And I don't think anything could have happened without the Tower Devil, the kind of catalyst that blew up the old way, you know, the heaviness, the tightness, the tower in the sense of like the Tower of London, the jail where you're awaiting execution, Scorpio energy. And what actually happens is not death, it's release. It's like the heart is beating again. The circulation is, things are in the flow. 10 of Cups. Something may have happened in Scorpio time a couple of months ago. And Tower is sudden. I'm not sure how that, let's see, one more. Tower is sudden, World card. Last card in the major arcana. The culmination of some big cycle and the beginning of the new cycle. Based on some new way of looking at something or understanding it. That key bit of knowledge that deconstructs the old way of thinking about the world and your role in, you know, the old thing is, the old thing's down. How do we rebuild this on new footing? World is a card of Capricorn. A card of Capricorn. Work hard to rebuild it on a new footing. You know, be willing to look into it, but not get lost in it. You know, not get lost in the maze of trying to understand how we got here. You know, there may be time for looking at it a little later, but right now it's like, get out of Tower. You know, this is a card of, to me, rebirth and regeneration and the next phase. And there is this kind of old lady up in the corner. It's like the life lesson. You know, this is the lesson in 3D. Like the chink in the armor, the willingness to look at something. And I think once that new thing comes in, Tower's down, we can see it's the light. It's the light. You came into the world, right? Yeah, you came into the world to do this. To go easy. You know, live in love. To be filled with light and to shine. That's the mission, should you decide to accept it. Okay, I love you guys, and if I can find the button, I'll turn you off. Oh, Lordy, don't let me have lost the button. Oh, Rue's on the button. Yeah, I love you guys. World could also be the new year. Possibly. Certainly time for change. The times they are changing. I'll see you next time.